Hello, cowboy. How's everybody feeling on this beautiful January 27th? It's another beautiful day in the crypto market. For those that don't know me, my name is Abstract. I've helped thousands of people in the crypto community, helped thousands of people understand crypto, how to make money off crypto, and how to use crypto in your everyday life. For those that don't know me, also, I built a Discord called the Inner Circle Discord. It's a place where people can come together, crypto enthusiasts can come together, win together, trade ideas, get exclusive market analysis from me, and also exclusive calls from me. So this Discord is about 471 members now. It's been growing day by day, and I'm always consistently trying to bring new content to the table and to change people's lives. And until January 31st, you have the opportunity to mint a lifetime access pass. This is an NFT that grants you lifetime access to my community, and it's really a NFT to lock in and always be a part of what I have got going on, and to always be a part of my community for this bull run, the next bull run, and the bull run to come. Okay, and let's jump right into it, man. So today in news, first thing is first, MicroStrategy, the good old MicroStrategy, purchases another $1.1 billion of Bitcoin. I mean, these guys do not stop. Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy are trying to acquire as much Bitcoin as they can. And it says that they acquired 10,107 BTC at a price of approximately 1.1 billion between January 21st and January 26th, with an average purchase price of 105K. Okay, and MicroStrategy is actually proposing 2.5 million share offering to fund Bitcoin purchases. Okay, so they're trying everything they can to sell stock, issue new stock, so that they can buy more Bitcoin. Okay, it says that its offering will have a per share liquidation preference of $100. Okay, so very interesting on Michael Saylor's and MicroStrategies, and to try and purchase more Bitcoin. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this might be the 12th or 13th week in a row that MicroStrategy has continued to buy Bitcoin. At this rate, it seems like they will not pause and they will continue to keep buying Bitcoin. Okay, for the first time, obviously, Bitcoin first time since Trump's presidency has fell below $100,000, which kind of is not as a shocker, right? Because Bitcoin has been floating around about 109 to 90K for the past 2 months. Okay, and also Ethereum over here trying to create, commit to more based and native rollups. So I guess they're trying to develop more on their layer twos, trying to make it stronger. Obviously, this is definitely a reaction to how much Solana has overtaken a bit of the market and a bit of share of that market. So it seems like a lot of pressure right now might be on Ethereum right now to try to kick up so that they don't fall behind, because Solana is catching up in terms of everything. I mean, TVL, adoption, everything. Solana has proven to be a very, very viable chain, and Ethereum does know of the threat of a Solana on the come up. Okay, in other news, Solana based DEX Jupiter, which is the biggest DEX on Solana, actually acquired a majority stake in Moonshot. Okay, so for those that don't know, Moonshot, so on DEX Screener, if you go to Moonshot, it's a place where people can create new coins, kind of like Pump Fund. It is another competitor to Pump Fund. So I think it's very interesting that Jupiter is acquiring a major stake in Moonshot, because they obviously know that the creation of new tokens is big business, and Pump Fund has generated a massive amount of fees. So for Jupiter to now acquire a majority stake in Moonshot, and if they start pushing Moonshot, that can also boost the the fee revenue and the fee generation, because Jupiter already is generating a massive amount of fees. So for them acquiring a portion of Moonshot is only going to boost their fees. Okay, and at the end of the day, people are trying to take a share of the pie. of what Pump Fund is currently doing. Pump Fund is making an absurd amount of money off of fees. So if Jupiter can even take 25, 30, 35% of what Pump Fund is making, that would be a big boost to Jupiter. And as you can tell, Jupiter price is actually up today 12.42%. Even after they had an airdrop of massive amounts, seems like investors are hopeful that Jupiter can become even a bigger protocol since they're acquiring a portion of Moonshot. So it almost seems as if there's a good chance that Jupiter actually becomes even bigger than it already is. I'm assuming that they want to be even bigger than, say, a Uniswap. And if I'm not mistaken, there is a good chance they might already be bigger than Uniswap. Let's see. Okay. And see here. Jupiter right now is worth 1.9 billion and is the 65 biggest coin, and Uniswap is the 29th. Okay, so Jupiter has another 3x to match Uniswap, but also at the end of the day, Uniswap hasn't been performing well, whereas and Uniswap also is generating less fees due to people not using Ethereum as much as they once were. Whereas Jupiter, even look at the 24-hour trading volume, 1.4 billion on Jupiter, whereas Uniswap only has $428 million of volume. Okay, so that's very, 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 very important. In other news, also, one of the more important things that I want to start talking about today, and will lead to what ultimately is going on in the market, is DeepSeek. So for anybody who hasn't heard about DeepSeek, DeepSeek is an AI agent that was created by the Chinese. And the narrative right now, well, the big dump in crypto and in stocks is in part due to the narrative of DeepSeek being able to create an AI model for a fraction of the price that a ChatGPT does, right? So ChatGPT over here, DeepSeek has spent, apparently they're saying that they spent 1% of what a OpenAI spent to build their model. So big stocks like an Nvidia, for example, is big down. Nvidia took a very big hit today of about $24. And for those that don't know, Nvidia is a huge company in the trillions. So to lose $24, if I'm not mistaken, and that could, like, this dump today could have easily been $400 billion in market cap and value. So Nvidia dumping is a direct result of DeepSeek, which now I've seen a couple people saying online that DeepSeek is lying, that they didn't, that they weren't able to build such a good AI model for so cheap. But me, look. DeepSeek claims R1 cost $5.6 million to develop. Okay, and you guys gotta understand that it has been a huge narrative, and a crazy amount of hype around AI and how costly AI is, and how much AI will cost to build, and that it's going to be one of the most powerful things in the future, and that it will cost an astronomical amount of power. So if this is true, and I used DeepSeek myself yesterday and today, phenomenal product. It's the #1 app right now on the Apple App Store. It's an amazing product, okay? And if this is true, guys, if this is true, then what it would mean is that all of these stocks that have to do with AI, a lot of these stocks are extremely overpriced. And that would mean that OpenAI can be also extremely overpriced. Now, OpenAI is not public yet, but there has been a lot of word on the street that OpenAI will be doing an IPO at some point soon, and they are valued somewhere in the realms. If I'm not mistaken, OpenAI might be valued in the realms of 500 to 700 billion dollars. So if right now you have something like DeepSeek, which is made of the fraction of the cost, this is a big eye opener for a lot of investors, a lot of retail investors, institutional investors, and I feel like as though a lot of AI stocks will be in a mode of FUD, maybe a bunch of more selling off across the next coming months, only because when you have something like DeepSeek coming out, it's definitely a big threat to a lot of these other companies. Now, we are going to find out more about DeepSeek as time goes on, but for the moment, it seems like the stock tech area AI is begun its sell-off today. S&P 500 was able to hold that $6,000 level, but the S&P 500 also opened up greatly in the red, and a lot of other stocks got wiped, and also obviously crypto went along with it. Okay, so in terms of crypto, guys, I feel as though that today's sell-off kind of struck, to me, it kind of struck more of a danger in the short term. Now, obviously, anybody looking at the Bitcoin chart can obviously tell that Bitcoin is still in a bullish momentum. Okay, but one thing that I do feel like is this: in the short term, the momentum is beginning to change a tiny bit, where when we try to pass that all-time high, we didn't get as much momentum as people initially had thought. And I feel as though the demand in Bitcoin is not as much as it was in the past weeks. Okay, RSI is showing that we are overbought on Bitcoin, and there is a opportunity here for a sell-off in Bitcoin. That is something I'm actually hoping for. I do hope that we do have a sell-off in Bitcoin, but at the end of the day, I still remain bullish at the end of the day, because we still are in a bullish trajectory. But I do keep that option and the eye open that there is a possibility that we can see a sell-off. Okay, that's something that you guys do have to keep in mind, and prepare, right? And this is why I say that it's extremely important to have capital, okay? To have capital waiting for at any moment to deploy if the market were to go down, so that you can DCA and build a bigger position. But at the end of the day, this is day one of this DeepSeek AI FUD. Now, how much more can this go? I mean, this is just day one. The week just started. I know that in the beginning of the week, people trade very emotionally, right? When you look at the S&P 500 on the weekly, right now, it's very, and one thing that I want to explain is it is very tough to trade a chart in the beginning of the week. It's easy to speculate, but it's hard to trade in the beginning of the week, because today was a very emotional day for a lot of investors because of DeepSeek, and because the narrative that it has got has going on. So I just feel as though we do need to see at least 1 more 2 days of trading to really get a vibe for what's going on. But if I had to bet, I would bet that probably we do see a bigger retracement in the short term. It wouldn't be far-fetched to think that a S&P 500 could go to a 5,600 in the short term. Now that doesn't negate its trajectory, because if you notice, and I always say, everything works in waves. Okay, we work in waves. Okay, if you look at this is a wave down, another wave up. We keep forming higher lows. Okay, even through big swings, we keep forming higher lows. Okay, because when you look at it like this, it starts to make a little bit more sense. Okay, so you see a bigger wave down. Now we went up. It wouldn't be far-fetched to see a bigger wave down so that we can then start our trajectory again going up. Okay, so that's just something that I do want you guys to keep in mind. For something like a S&P 500, it wouldn't surprise me to see a S&P 500 trying to retest this bottom moving average that hasn't hit since all the way in October 2023. Okay, right now with all this FUD going on the market and the amount of money that has been liquidated and the amount of money that has been sold off, it begs the question: why does Warren Buffett right now have one of it's like he has in his how do I say he has about, if I'm not mistaken, about 30 billion, 40 billion dollars in liquidity right now in cash. Why would a Warren Buffett be holding on to this much cash? Okay, and obviously I don't copy trade a big investor like a Warren Buffett, because his strategy and his money is way different than the rest of us, right? He has a lot more capital to play with, but at the end of the day, Warren Buffett is still holding on to an extreme amount of cash right now. And it begs the question: why is he holding on to that amount of cash? So he can possibly be waiting for a bigger correction in the market. There is a narrative to say that a lot of these stocks are extremely overpriced, especially in the tech area. Okay, so I'm very interested to see what is going to happen, especially in this week, because if S&P 500 starts to show weakness on the weekly, there is a chance that it can also bring us down lower, right, to that 5,600 and create even a bigger opportunity in the stock market. And we obviously all know crypto is completely correlated right now to stocks. If stocks dump, crypto's going to dump, okay? And crypto has been taking a massive, massive hit. I mean, some of my favorite altcoins right now completely blew supports that we've held. And this is not a good sign. I mean, I see a lot of people, longing, and I don't understand why anybody would be longing right now. Makes no sense to me. But like right here, I'm just showing GRT, but I'll show, because a lot of coins look the same. But on Friday, December 20th, that was a support that held. We retested that support over here on January 13th. And now we've eventually broken that support completely. Because many will tell you that when you test a support 3 times, the third time it usually breaks. Okay, so right now, the iffy thing I see is, how low can these altcoins really go? Some people are already very antsy and already thinking that, oh, the market's recovering already. Oh, altcoins are, right here, let's see how much these altcoins. Altcoins are up 8%. It must be a recovery. No, because things don't go down in a straight shot and things don't go up in a straight shot. But me personally, the way I'm seeing altcoins right now is that altcoins will continue to bleed. That is just something that people have to understand. Now, if it doesn't happen, cool. I'm at the end of the day, I'm still, have my moon bags, and I'm still gonna be holding for the long term. But in terms of DCAing down, I would personally wait. Now, if you want to buy a little bag over here, let's say Shiba, because at the end of the day, it's still very low. At the end of the day, when you look at the candle on the daily, guys, hold on, guys, when you look at the oh, my goodness, hold on, yeah, when you look at the candle on the daily, okay, for something like a Shiba, it closed in the red. Okay, it didn't have enough strength to close in the green. This, to me, now one could say that this is a reversal, okay, which is possible. My only issue with this candle is that this candle has no wick up, okay, no wick whatsoever up. If this was a candle that had a wick like this, okay, a little bit, even a little more up, okay, this could be easily a reversal. But the problem is that I'm looking at is that this candle had no definition on the upside. So this is giving me a continuation of a down. Okay. Um, for people who like to leverage, I don't think anybody should be leveraging. But hey, if you want to take a little gamble, I could see a little short opportunity here. I can easily see a short opportunity here because if this starts flicking red, it's going to continue going down, guys. And that down might be worse than you think it is, okay? Because this candle has no definition, okay? And that's something that you guys got to think about. And I just feel like people are very quick to feel as though, we're going to recover already and we're going to go to the moon, which is possible. And I'm all for everything, guys. But at the end of the day, we just broke a very major support. And the problem is, here's the problem when you break an important support, okay? Let me show you something right quick. Hold on. Let me show you something. And this is something I showed you guys prior, okay? Okay? So this is a trend, okay? This is a trend that's been going on Doge since all the way. We'll just put it over here, okay? Since October 24th, okay? We've had this trend line on Doge all the way since October of 2024. The problem is that Doge actually, like we said, support. Now it cracked under. The problem is, here's the big problem that I see. Now that it's actually closed a daily candle below that trend line, now it is dangerous because we can also see Doge using that trend line as a resistance to take us lower. Okay? When you pass a trend line, that trend line then becomes resistance because it was once support, but once you pass it, it now becomes resistance. And easily we can start seeing that trend line become a resistance, create fake outs to then bring us lower. Because at the end of the day, that moving average is still over here. Okay? The market almost seemed like it was waiting for this moving average to catch up. And now that this moving average is catching up, by the time, if it dumps, right? Because I don't obviously know what exactly is going to happen. I have to speculate here because we can obviously just go to the moon. But in my eyes, by the time this moving averages catches up, it can easily be, instead of this 22 cents, it could easily be 24 cents. Okay, because I don't believe that the market is going to dump in one straight shot, but anything is possible. But one thing that you guys do have to keep in mind is that right now it is riding this moving average. Okay, if it cracks under that moving average, easily we can see 22 cents if it were to dump in one shot. Okay, and also one thing that I do want you guys to keep in mind, it is not surprising to see Doge stop here because that would correlate with the Fibonacci retracements, okay? Which is an extremely important tool, extremely important indicator that anybody could use. And it is not surprising to see that. And it's also not surprising to see that the bottom Fibonacci is exactly correlated to the moving average. See? Look over here. See? Look over here and look over here. You see that? It is directly correlated. So, me personally, I wouldn't get my hopes up in the short term. I do believe that, we are in a correction kind of mode. The fact that Bitcoin had cracked under 100K, went to 98K, and is looking like it wants to go down. We look like we want to go down. And I will remain weary, a little cautious right now, just in case, because we really don't know what's going to happen. Also, I've been getting calls from people. People are very worried that the bull run might be over. And, I would say that this bull run is a little different than the last bull runs. I do feel like we moved a little too fast. And I do believe that there is going to be a major capitulation and a major sell off to scare people away from the market. And, because at the end of the day, if we're in a bull run and we're going to launch to the moon, the cheapest prices people can get, smart traders, smart money will get their hands on those coins if the market dumps. So don't think for a second that big whales and big traders aren't going to be buying in a big sell-off, especially in a bull run where we all know crypto works in cycles. So if these people can pick up these really good prices, they will. And I'm looking forward to a possible dip, a possible buy opportunity, because and it's like I said before, if Bitcoin in the future is to hit 400, 500K, if we're able to grab Bitcoin still at 70K, 60K, that's a automatic buying opportunity, automatic opportunity to accumulate. And as we all know, Bitcoin you only buy, you never sell. Bitcoin is a life asset, something you hold for life. Okay, and things are getting a little spicy. I will say that. Super, super, super spicy. In Oh, and real quick, in meme coin news, we've been seeing a bunch of fake DeepSeek tokens. This one is blasting off right now. I would be very weary, guys, to be trading any meme coins right now. It feels like they all go to zero in the next day or two. But yeah, people are trading meme coins right now. DeepSeek, this is not an official token. Also on the radar right now that I noticed was this artist, Bad Baby, dropped a token on Twitter. She actually says, "I bought a chunk up of the supply and going to lock vest 80% of what I have. I will donate 10% to cancer charity of my choice and the remaining 10% for my label Bad Music, as I'm now independent." I don't know if her account is hacked yet. Seems like it's not. Seems like it's not. Seems like it is official. But this token also is pumping right now. It's at 4 mil market cap. It did pretty well earlier today. Had a correction, but it's still doing its thing. But right now in the market, these are the two biggest coins that I see. I will not be. I will hold on. I will not be trading these tokens. Personally, I will not be trading them. But I mean, if you guys are interested in, I guess trying to skim these coins, I will just say be very wary, be very cautious. Do not trade these coins thinking that it's gonna be the next 100x. I would have a risk management, but for right now, this DeepSeek and this Bad Baby token are the biggest tokens right now in the meme coin on Solana right now that people can trade right now. Okay, for the most part, everything else is in hell right now. Okay, I seen this one actually today. I got a text about this one, Truth Chain. It's building decentralized community nodes for language learning models. Cool, but I just don't feel like I've seen a lot of tokens these past couple of days coming out and that are hurting, and this could potentially just be another one of those pump and dumps for the short term. As we all know, guys, when you're trading memes, it's all momentum based, all hype based. Okay, things pump and things dump. Okay, so be very, 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 very weary. Okay. On a side note as well, out of all the tokens in the market, Chainlink is still holding extremely well, guys. I do feel like Chainlink still has a very, 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 very good narrative right now with real world assets, and people are definitely buying this token because this token is not as down as compared to the rest of the market. I mean, you look at many other coins and poof, struggling, but look at Link's chart. A lot of relative strength here, and also this trend line that right here that Chainlink was struggling to surpass is now using that as support, because many times when you pass a resistance, you now use it as support, okay, to eventually go up, okay. So that's something that I do want you guys to keep in mind, and keep your eyes open. But one thing that I have been realizing recently, and I do want everyone to understand, is that the importance of holding Bitcoin and the importance of buying Bitcoin. As much as we all want to buy these altcoins, as much as we want to, buy Doge or buy a Shiba or a Solana or Ethereum, the most important thing that I realized recently is the importance of holding Bitcoin and having Bitcoin as almost a savings account and trading a little bit of your Bitcoin for these alts that you want to then get more Bitcoin. Okay. I feel like the goal out of everything in crypto should be to have as much Bitcoin as you can. And because at the end of the day, this just served to prove, this whole market the past 4 or 5 months just served to prove all you had to do was buy Bitcoin in the bear market. All these other coins, yeah, great. You have the Doge, I'm a big believer. You have the Chainlinks, the Cardanos, the File coins, the Ape coins. Cool, but on the flip side, all you had to do was hold Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is still outperforming the rest of the market. Every coin is falling against Bitcoin. I mean, you look at any chart right now. ETH BTC. See? ETH BTC in shambles. Ethereum has lost a astronomical value against Bitcoin ever since the last bull run, which is shocking to think. Okay? Doge BTC still, since last bull run, Doge has consistently lost value against Bitcoin. Okay, you look at even let's say GRT BTC consistently lost value against Bitcoin. If you held GRT instead of Bitcoin, you were completely underperforming. You lost a ton of Bitcoin against GRT. Okay, you look at Cardano BTC. Everything is in the shitter against Bitcoin. Okay, another one, SHIB BTC lost an absurd amount of value against BTC. Okay, HBAR BTC, another one that has consistently lost value against BTC. Then you have the good old XRP BTC. Consistently has lost value against BTC. Someone said peep S&P 500 BTC. Ooh, hold on. Looks a little tougher to get over here. Hold on. S&P. S&P 500 BTC. Looks like I'm gonna have to go to a special website to get the S&P 500 against BTC. But the point is, I'm trying to prove, guys, is that BTC has overperformed every single thing in this market. if you are holding anything other than BTC, you have basically lost. Not that you lost, yeah, you lost those gains, those potentials that you could have made if you had just held BTC. So knowing all this and this, revelation that I had, and this epiphany, I'm starting to realize that in a bear market, in general, just in general, you're better off holding BTC rather than the rest of these coins. And sometimes I feel like it's smarter just to hold BTC. And when let's say like an example, XRP, right? You're holding BTC, and now you see XRP start to bottom out on the XRP Bitcoin chart. Hey, go throw 5% of your BTC holdings at XRP. Now XRP does a 3x. Hey, now you just made 3 times the Bitcoin you just put in. And now you can trade back to Bitcoin and have 3 times the amount in Bitcoin. And this is what I feel like a lot of master traders and a lot of professional traders do is they hold BTC and they only trade out of BTC when they see a chart that is starting to show a bottom where there's a potential for them to make money, okay? So like right here on ETH BTC has been in a massive downtrend for a very long time. If this chart starts to bottom out, you will see a lot of BTC whales start to enter ETH in hopes to get more Bitcoin in return. So going forward, I do feel like BTC should be everyone's base. Everyone, if you're building a portfolio, your base should be BTC, and everything else is bullshit. That's the reality, and everything else is bullshit. And it's okay to become a Bitcoin maxi because the Bitcoin maxis have proven that they've won, that they've overperformed everyone. And while everyone else is shitting the bed and everyone is scrambling, Bitcoin still remains on a bullish trajectory. And if Bitcoin continues to run up here, it's going to continue to suck up the liquidity of the market. That's just a fact. And altcoin season clearly has not begun yet, and nobody knows when altcoin season will start. Bitcoin dominance has not stopped going up, and Bitcoin dominance still hasn't shown a peak. So we have to think that BTC will continue to consume the entire market. Until then, there is no altcoin season, fellas and gals. So you guys got to keep that in mind, okay? But hey, another day, another dollar. You win some and you lose some, okay? There will be more bear markets and there will be more bull runs. It's all about taking advantage of the moment while you still have it, okay? Well, look, everybody, thank you so much for showing up to the stream today. God bless your souls. Another day, another dollar. We're going to be here tomorrow again, 9 p.m. sharp Eastern time. And folks, remember, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Stay positive. Don't do drugs. And God